really. I think our plan was pretty clear. It was about trying to get off to a good solid start and keep wickets in hand, and then try and attack it towards the end. But I think it was probably important for one of the batsmen, maybe in the top 3 or 4, to go through and take us through to the end. But unfortunately, we couldn't do that. I think we lost 3 quick wickets, and they got some momentum going, and it was difficult to sort of try and get a partnership going and take the game home from there. But I think it was probably key for one of the top 3 or 4 batsmen to try and go through, to the last couple of overs to try and take us home. But unfortunately, we couldn't do it today. No, well, they did open with a spinner, and through the first 6 overs, they still bowled spin as well. I think it was just the variable bounce. Some balls spun, some balls stayed low, some balls sort of bounced a little bit, and I think they bowled quite well as well. I think Noreen, a few of our batsmen were struggling to sort of read which way he was turning the ball. It's sort of sometimes difficult if you haven't faced a bowler or seen much of a bowler before. Sometimes it can be difficult, particularly in 2020, where you need to keep the run rate going. But I'm sure if we played against him over a period of time, then we'd get sort of used to his action and which way he's turning the ball a lot more. Much like a Mendes when he first came onto the scene, he was very difficult to read. But then after a while, batsmen sort of start to read him a bit better. So I think maybe that was part of it today as well. I think the slowness of the pitch certainly helped their attack and made it difficult for us to get going. But as I said before, it would have been good if one of the top 3 or 4 batsmen who were in at the start could take it through maybe the majority of the innings. Then it would have been easier to play their spinners throughout the middle. I think you've got to be quite flexible throughout the middle order in 2020 cricket and play according to the situation. If we lose a couple of early wickets, there's time for someone like a Sahar and Badranath to come in and just stabilise the innings before our hitters come in towards the end. I think that's sort of proven worked quite well in the past. Unfortunately, it didn't work out in the last couple of games, but yeah, that's been our plan in the past, and it has worked. So we've sort of stuck with it. No, I'm not sure. I think from the game previous, it showed with the fast men, it showed a bit of variable bounce with the new ball, and so I think that's why we decided to go with the seamers early. While there's variable bounce, a lot of balls were staying low, and the batsmen were finding it difficult to time the ball. So that was probably the reason why. No, I think as players we've got to try and adapt to the conditions as quickly as possible. It is tough. Yeah, well, I think after the IPL the pitches were all dug up and they're brand new pitches, so it's going to take a little bit of time for those to sort of bed down and then become a lot more of a truer surface. So it's always the case in brand new pitches that it does take time. So unfortunately, it's probably not the best for the crowd at the moment, but you give it some more time and the groundsmen more time to work on the pitches, then I'm sure they'll be fine. Come the IPL next year, I'm sure they'll be good pitches again.